Happy New Year, everybody! Maybe you're looking for ways to pass the time during the bleak and depressing doldrums of January, or maybe you want something to watch while you're on the treadmill to distract you from how much you hate your New Year's resolution to get more exercise. But either way, you're in luck because there's plenty of new shows and movies coming to the variety of streaming platforms that make up 21st century entertainment. We'd be here until August if we went over everything that's coming out for every service this month, so here are some choice selections from us here at IGN. I only selected a few of them. As always, this is for the US only, so if you live elsewhere, check your local listings and try the local dish. I hear it's excellent. If Netflix's Arcane left you craving more prestige cartoons based on free-to-play multiplayer online battle arenas, you're in luck, weirdly enough, because Dragon's Blood, the animated series based on Dota 2, is continuing with Book 2. If you hate bright colors and animation, well, good news because Ozark is back for part 1 of season 4, featuring a cast of living, breathing human actors who've been tastefully desaturated thanks to the magic of digital color grading. If digital video offends your analog sensibilities, you might be into Archive 81, the found footage horror series produced by James Wan based on the popular podcast. It follows an archivist tasked with restoring some old videotapes and then getting sucked into a spooky mystery in the process. Season 1 drops on the 14th. Then on the 28th, the longest named show of the month, The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window, a new dark comedy series starring Kristen Bell that's created by some of the folks behind Mike Tyson Mysteries and Robot Chicken, which seems like it's going to dunk on those wine mom thrillers like The Girl on the Train and The Woman in the Window. And I appreciate its long-winded title, which is reminiscent of Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. HBO Max is coming out swinging with 2 returning shows premiering on the 9th. The Righteous Gemstones is back for season 2, following a 3-year hiatus caused by the pandemic, but also by David Gordon Green and Danny McBride getting sidetracked thinking of new ways for Michael Myers to kill people. In any case, now we get to see everyone's favorite depraved televangelist Dynasty doing more car pranks. That same day, season 2 of Euphoria premieres, following Zendaya as she gets into more worrisome teenage scrapes and scrambles that netted her an Emmy last season. Will she do car pranks in this season? I certainly hope so. All shows need some car pranks. One of the greatest car pranks ever pulled was when Ron Weasley stole his father's enchanted Ford Anglia and crashed it into the Whomping Willow, and if that sentence made sense to you instead of making you want to punch me in the face more than usual, you might want to check out the Harry Potter 20th Anniversary Return to Hogwarts special. If this is anything like that Friends reunion, all of your favorite cast members will look like they've taken too many de-aging potions, and then Justin Bieber will put on a fashion show dressed like Dobby for some reason. On the 13th, John Cena reprises his Suicide Squad role as Peacemaker, fighting for peace no matter how many people he has to kill to get it. This original series was written and directed by James Gunn, and it picks up right after the movie, so it should be more totally f***ed up fun, featuring all your favorite anti-super villain hero type people. I hope Weasel pops up again. We didn't get nearly enough of that horrible thing. If foul-mouthed superhero comedy is below you and you'd rather watch a show where all sorts of dainty scullery wenches and rakish barristers get their petticoats in a tizzy, you might be better off with The Gilded Age, a new series from the creator of Downton Abbey, starring Christina Baranski and Cynthia Nixon, and I honestly don't know if that or Downton Abbey involves scullery wenches or barristers, but it sounded right at the time and I've moved past it and I think you should too. Anyway, on Hulu you can chase the high of How I Met Your Mother with the standalone sequel series How I Met Your Father, which premieres on the 18th. This is actually the second time they've tried to make this show. Back in 2014, CBS ordered a pilot for How I Met Your Dad, but like a lot of real fathers, it didn't bother to stick around. Hopefully the new one fares better, or at least pays child support. Over on Apple TV+, Servant returns for season 3 so you can watch Ron Weasley cope with psychological horrors more harrowing than the time his father's enchanted car had to rescue him from being eaten by a forest full of horrible giant spiders. Speaking of forests full of horrible things, that same day is the premiere of Fraggle Rock Back to the Rock, a full-fledged reboot of the beloved Jim Henson series about small furry creatures who take advice from a talking pile of garbage. I wish I could dance my cares away and save my worries for another day, but I just lie awake at night. Amazon Prime has a new movie called A Hero, the Iranian film that won the 2021 Grand Prix at the Cannes Film Festival. It's about a guy who goes to jail for an unpaid debt and then gets in some misadventures when he's let out for a 2-day leave, and I don't really know what else it's about because the trailer is refreshingly vague and doesn't give away the plot of the entire film. I have a sneaking suspicion though that this is Amazon's main horse in the Oscars race this year. And finally, switching horses midstream here, if for some reason you weren't compelled to rush out to theaters and see Eternals, like maybe because it's about a team of superheroes that most people hadn't heard of, or because it was the worst reviewed Marvel movie to date, well, it's coming to Disney+, so you can watch it there. Man, there's some cool stuff in this movie, but otherwise, what a waste of a great cast and a missed opportunity to make another movie that looks like a Jack Kirby drawing come to life like Thor Ragnarok did. But hey, Ragnarok was the sequel to The Dark World, which was the former worst reviewed Marvel movie, so maybe Eternals 2 will look like a $200 million blacklight poster. And there you have it. Like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and there's clearly no shortage of streaming content to keep you from focusing on how cold and dreary it is outside. As always, let us know in the comments what we missed, what you're looking forward to or already watching, and if you're one of those people who hated Thor Ragnarok because it was too goofy and colorful, you can go ahead and just keep that to yourself. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next month for February, the Kissers month. Ooh.